we're going to read Lamentations. This is after the fall of Israel. This is when we become slaves, when we went from being like the highest, most powerful nation on earth to the absolute lowest. All right. So Lamentations, first chapter and verse 1. Jerusalem's streets, once thronged with people, they are silent now, like a widow broken with grief. She sits alone in mourning. She once was the queen of nations, but she is now a slave. She sobs and cries through the night. Tears run down her cheeks. Along Among all of her lovers, there is none to help her. All of her friends are now her enemies. Why is Judah led away as a slave? Because all of the wrong she did to others, making them her slaves. Now she sits in exile far away. There is no rest for those she persecuted, have turned and conquered her. Okay, so we used to be some bullies on the earth. We did. We used to be some bullies. We used to run. We used to run with what? We used to run the earth with an iron fist, and we did wrong. We had wicked kings, and we had evil things going on, and that's why everybody laughed and rejoiced when we fell so far from grace. Everybody was happy. It's like the same way how Babylon, how they're running the earth with an iron fist. And when they come down, people are going to be like, Babylon the Great has fallen, has fallen. Yay, hooray, at last. People want to be glad. You know what I'm saying? Well, it was the same with us. Why is Judah led away a slave? Because all of her wrongdoing that she did to others, making them her slaves. What goes around comes around. Karma. You get back what you put out. See? You want to be a liar? Then you're going to have somebody lying to you. And it ain't going to feel good neither. You want to be a liar? You're going to have somebody lying to you. Somebody who you trust will be lying straight to your face. That's the truth. Somebody who you love and care for is going to be lying straight to you. It's going to hurt too. That's what happens. That kind of karma happens. So there is no rest for those that she persecuted, has turned and conquered her. Do you remember how we had Esau sell his birthright to us over some food? Over some food. It was uncooked food. It was uncooked. All right, well, sell me your birthright then. Do you realize that we are selling our birthright to Esau for food? For the very exact thing that he sold his to us? A lot of people don't like to mention this or bring this kind of stuff up, but listen, what goes around comes around. Literally, we sell our birthright to Esau for food, for water, things like that. Sign here. Oh, you want to get your water shut on in this home right here that you're renting from us? Sign here. Read these terms and conditions. And sign your signature, sign your nature right here on this paper. And we'll send some water to you. And then it'd be poisoned water anyway. Poisoned water. That should nobody be in. He don't got it coming through his. He ain't bathing in it at his crib. But you signed the terms and conditions. He's sending it to your house. And that's the same exact thing. You think Jacob was eating that bloody meat? He was not eating that bloody meat. He said, oh, you want it? All right, sign me your birthright then. You see? Anyway, let's continue. Why is Judah led away a slave? Because of the wrong that she did to others. Skipping down to verse 4. The roads of Zion mourn, no longer filled with joyous throngs who come to celebrate the temple feast. The city gates are silent. Her priests groan. Her virgins have been dragged away. Bitterly she weeps. Her enemies prosper. Listen. Her virgins have been dragged away. When these devils bring war to you, they'll kill you. And they'll take your women, they'll take your daughters, they'll take your wives and your daughters as captives, and they'll mate with them and have babies and stuff with them. Our women of today, it's written that they are going to be brutally ravished. They're going to be brutally ravished, and they're going to be left like desolate. Ravished means raped. Okay. Um, they shouldn't feel, but out of ignorance, they come out on the internet and they walk around out in public with their butts, with their cheeks hanging out, and showing themselves with their breasts hanging out and trying to look like a Barbie doll when they don't even realize that they are being that they are prey. They're being watched. They are prey. I had a girlfriend before who some dudes pulled up and jumped out of a van and tried to snatch her, man. That happened. Okay, and she was a voluptuous woman, and I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. That's why they wanted her. She'd show it right on the internet. They wanted that girl, bro, and they tried to get her. Our women are going to be brutally ravished. They feel so comfortable. Not because of us, not because of their men. They don't talk us. They talk dirty about us. They're so comfortable to walk around naked, butt naked, and parade themselves like that because of the government. They've been tricked. The government got them thinking that you're okay. You don't need those men. You got us. We'll protect you. Our system will protect you. Don't you know that is the beast system? It's just licking its lips. It's just preying on us. It's just waiting. It's already pouncing. Satan is so deceptive that these women don't see the system pouncing on them. It's already pouncing. Been pouncing. That's how you think Malcolm X was talking about. What do you think Marcus Garvey was talking about a whole 100 years ago? It didn't get better since then. It got worse. But it's so deceptive that everybody thinks it got better. It did not get, it got way worse. It got way worse. That's the thing. They were warning us to not come into this system that we're in now. They was warning us, no, don't. They're not your friends. No, don't go to their schools. Hell no, don't go to their churches. No, don't trust them. Don't eat from their restaurants. Don't. But now look, we eat from their restaurants. We eat from their grocery stores. We send our children off to their, what I call it, Sheol, hell, to learn of a satanic culture, a satanic way of thinking, a satanic way of thinking. They hijack your mind and give you a thought process. And then when you snap out of it, oh, you need to go see a shrink. Or you're antisocial, you don't even want to socialize with people. You need to break out of that. You need to go see a shrink. That's because solitary confinement can heal a person after they've been indoctrinated in this place. Solitary confinement alone. You don't have to go learn. You don't have to go unlearn and then relearn. No. Most High told me that if you go into solitary confinement for a while, he told me the whole breakdown. Remember? He told me the whole thing. He said, you go in there, you fast, you don't even eat, you don't drink, and you do not look in the mirror. You don't see yourself. Don't look in the mirror. You don't watch TV or listen to no music whatsoever. Nothing. You go into solitary confinement completely. And when you come out, you will be a man. You're not gonna be that guy talking like no sissy no more. You send any man into solitary confinement long enough, he's gonna come out with some bass in his voice. He ain't gonna come out switching the way he was. You have to fast those demons out, man. That's what the Most High told me. But anyway, we need to fast away from the system. That's why the Most High said, come out of her, my people. He didn't say go get signs and pick it. He didn't say go stand downtown holding up some signs in front of the police station. That's dumb. That's not going to work. That don't work. That's crazy. When the devil comes for you, you don't write something down on a piece of paper and hold it up. That sounds stupid. And then go back to drinking beer and doing drugs. What the hell is that? You don't write something down on a piece of paper, hold it up for him to read it, and then go right back to his school, into his restaurant, and turn right back on his so-called entertainment. Don't that sound retarded? Well, that's how our people are. So damn retarded, bro. And then we get dog sick on us. And they don't care. They're not reading. They don't. Those signs say, leave us alone. Give us peace. We shall overcome. And he's still sicking the dog on you and it's biting the living hell out of you. Ain't that crazy? You don't beg the devil for peace. You just leave him alone. Anyway, we're so far gone, it's not even funny, man. Let me continue to read. Um, the roads of Zion mourn, no longer filled with joyous throngs. People coming to celebrate at the temple feast. The city gates are silent. The priests moan and they groan. The virgins have been dragged away. Her enemies prosper, for the Lord has punished Jerusalem for all of her many sins. Her young children are captured and taken far away as slaves. All of her beauty and her majesty are gone. Her princes are like starving deer. They search the pasture helpless game to weak, too weak to continue running from their enemies. Our women, it says, their beauty and their majesty is gone. See, but look around at these women. Their beauty is gone, and their majesty is gone. They're wearing fake eyelashes, fake hair, fake butts, and they're saying that this is beauty. It's plastic. You got plastic surgery on. It's not real. This is not real. This is not what you look like. This is not who you are. You're trying to look like your oppressors. You are so far from grace that you're trying to look like an Indian woman or a woman over in Bosnia somewhere or some white woman in France or here in America. You're trying to look like these other nations of people. And for real, they're jealous of you. They're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you, but they're jealous of us. They are jealous of you. They wish they had what you had. And since they're not telling you that, you want what they got. Our majesty is gone. The woman's beauty is gone. She's fake. They run around her trying to look like Marilyn Monroe. They take the little dot and put the little bow neck on their lip. Anyway, they're gone, bro. They're nasty. They're hypersexual. And since the men are tore up, they like that. Or they think they like it. It's just we're just degenerate now at this point. You can't even correct nobody. You can't even correct anybody. Because they're not going to like it. Who do you think you are? It was written just like this in the scriptures. The messengers of the prophets had to deal with the same type of people. And it makes me wonder, like, what is going on? What is this? Like, is this some kind of program? Is this like not trying to be funny, like, am I being punked? Like, this is a program. I'm just in a program. This is a program. Like, when I die, it's going to be like, okay, the program, it's like the Matrix. Like, the program, we put you in a program. It's what it seems like. It's like, how could people be so wicked? How could their destiny be so evil? How could their destiny be so, how could they be so retarded? How could they be so comfortable, as ignorant as they are? How could they be so just outright wicked? Oh, I'm a witch. Just right on the internet. Yeah, I'm a witch. Straight out. Just like that. I'm a witch. You know? How could that be this person's destiny? This used to be somebody's beautiful, little cute, little happy little daughter. That's how I think. This used to be somebody's beautiful, cute little daughter. How does she grow up to be this self-proclaimed witch who don't want to hear it? You no correction, no. Just proud to be it. How can her destiny be wicked like this? How could she die in all of this evil? How? I would hate to be in those shoes. It's like, I wonder like, how do I get this? How do I wind up with, how do I wind up not like these people? How did that happen? It just makes me wonder. But glory to the Most High, you know. Let's keep on going. All of her beauty and majesty are gone. Verse 7. And now, in the midst of all of Jerusalem, sadness, she remembers happy bygone days. She remembers happy days that are gone. Do you remember when I used to tell you that I used to always have this dream of partying. It was not. It was like it was not like a dream. It was like something that I witnessed. But it would be a party, loud partying, loud partying, and then silence would just, and then those happy partying days would just be a echo that is no longer there. The party is over. The people are probably long dead. It was music. It was everybody happy and drinking and very merry, and just now it's just dust, spider webs, silence. But you can still hear the echo of the partying that used to be. But it's just sadness now. It's just emptiness now. I used to have that a lot. That's what's going on with us. She thinks of all of the precious joy that she had before her mocking enemy struck her down, and there was no one to give her aid. For Jerusalem sinned so horribly. Therefore, she is tossed away like dirty rags. All who honored and despise her now, all who honored her hate her now, for they have seen her stripped butt naked and humiliated. She groans and she hides her face. She indulged herself in immorality, and she refused to face the fact that punishment was sure to come. Now she lies in the gutter with no one left to come and lift her out. O Lord, she cries, see my pain, see my plight. The enemy has triumphed. Her enemies have plundered her completely, taking everything precious she owns. She has seen foreign nations violate her sacred temple. Foreigners, you had forbidden to ever even enter into the temple. Her people groan and cry for bread. They have sold all that they have for food to give a little strength. Look, O Lord, she prays, and see how I am despised and hated. This is our people. We used to be it on the earth. We really did. We used to be the ones. We had it going on, and you know we had it going on because history proves that we are the masters of science, mathematics, and all other kinds of things. History proves it. You can look at it. That it's there. You can, but we have fell so far from grace. And our people refuse to. Our people will look and say, no, we're kings and queens. We come from royalty. And they're, okay. But everybody wasn't a king and everybody wasn't a queen and everybody wasn't royal. You had ranks and you had bloodlines and you had appointed positions, just like everybody, just like it is today. Everybody can't run around talking about what we used to be. And now I seen this girl on the internet. It made me want to throw. It pissed me off is what it did. It really pissed me off, man. I seen it yesterday. There's this girl, another one, a goddess, a so-called Empress Divine. She's selling crowns on the internet. She makes and sells crowns. And our people are loving it. I said, bruh, let me make a video about this. And I said, you know what? Let me just move on and act like I never even saw this. And I just moved on. And the Most High is not like that. He told me last night that I'm losing my compassion. He told me last night that I'm losing my compassion. The first word that he used, I did not understand that word. I didn't know what it meant. I looked it up. I couldn't find it. Then he gave me another word like 5 minutes later. Like 5 minutes later, another word that I don't use, never heard nobody use. And then it had the same meaning as the first word. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, when you can look to see what words this means, other words, synonyms, I guess. That first word that he gave me was this one too. It was the same meaning. That's how good the Most High is. And you know what it meant? That I have a lack of compassion. I'm losing my compassion. He told me yesterday that I'm losing my compassion, man. And I see why. I can't argue. I can't say that I am. And I have to fix that. Because stuff that I used to post about, I still feel compassionate about it, but I swept that, man. I sweep a lot of stuff under the rug now. I keep scrolling, like, man, whatever. But anyway, this post had like 200 likes. It had like 100 shares. I'm like, what? She posted this junk yesterday, and everybody's like, yo, where can I get my crown at? Where? I want to order mine. How do I look? What? Let me see all of the different kinds that you have. These niggas is trying to buy crowns, and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, we like to glorify and talk about how we come from royalty, but we don't want to. We don't want to accept. We'll accept that fact, but we don't want to accept the fact of why did we fall from grace so bad? What was it that we did? You can't be running around here calling yourself kings and queens, gods and goddesses, but you're not keeping the law, statutes, commandments. You can't say that you can just simply manifest something into existence because how powerful you are. Dummy, you drink the water that's bottled from your enemy. Stop playing yourself. You are you lack wisdom. These are unruly children running around here. This is the generation of unruly children coming up in this earth right now, and they're leading the next generation after us astray, bro. With that God talk, with that royalty talk, wearing these goddamn crowns. I used to make videos about Rick Ross wearing crowns on his head, and how that shit pissed me off, and how Nicki Minaj wearing crowns on her head, and people like Biggie Smalls wearing crowns on his head, and Slick Rick, and all these other clowns wearing and giving themselves names like Prince this and Lord this, you know, and King Von, and you like to use Lord, Prince, and King, and I don't like it, and I used to talk about it. But now what they're doing, and now when you look around at our people, you can literally walk down the street and see somebody wearing a crown these days. It's getting there, bruh. Listen, I'm telling you. Now I understand why our people would drop down to the floor and take dirt and ashes and pour it upon their head. I could literally see myself doing that in these next few coming months. Because now I'm starting to see these. I'm telling you, they don't know nothing, but they think they're so smart. Every day they're giving an uplifting message. They don't know nothing. I would like to. I'll probably end up pouring dirt on my own head, man. Probably. Anyway, her people groan and cry for bread. They have sold all of their things just for a little bit of strength. Look, O Lord, she prays, and see how I am despised, hated. It is nothing to you, all you who pass by. Look and see if there is any sorrow like my sorrow. Because of all of the Lord has done to me in this day of his fierce wrath. He has sent fire from heaven that burns within my bones. He has placed a pitfall in my path and turned me back. He has left me sick and desolate my whole day through. Are you on here? I'm trying to find you. Don't even worry about it. But listen, y'all. Like I just now said about the people running around here wearing these crowns and stuff. I want to express myself the best way possible right now, but it's bad. To them, it seems good, and they'll think that you're being wrong for correcting them. But no, listen, I'm telling you, it's bad what they're doing. It is bad. And they're not feeling the whooping that the Most High is giving us. They're ignoring the whooping. You hear me? They are ignoring the correction and the whooping that the Most High is giving us. The Most High has lifted the veil so that we can see ourselves for who we are. And they're only choosing to see what we used to be, and they're trying to become it. He didn't lift the veil for us to only look at the positive. He lifted the veil for us to realize the negative, who we used to be and why we fell so far from grace, and correct it. He don't want you to see who you used to be all of a sudden. That's what they're doing. They're seeing who we used to be, and now they're just, without correcting, they're trying to run and just run around here and act like that's who we are. And I'm telling you, these people are catching bullets. They're getting shot. They're getting shot. Listen. Here's the thing. I will go and see a person who got shot on this website. And then when I go to their Facebook, here they are calling themselves kings and queens and gods and goddesses. A divine empress got caught cheating on her dude and got blown away last night. But on the internet, she's calling herself a queen, a goddess. You hear me? We're not taking the whooping. The Most High wants you to feel the whooping. He's not doing this to us in vain. He's doing it so that we can, what does he say? He says, I'm going to punish you until you turn back to me and cry out to me and come to me with all of your heart and soul. Then, like I've done in the past, I will redeem Israel and put you back in your duly in your position. You know? But our people are not doing that. They're trying to take the other way around. These are unruly children. You can read it in the scriptures where the Most High talks about, I forget exactly where, I gotta think about it, but where it talks about the dynamics of the days that we're living in, actually. People want to become lovers of themselves. Now, you know somebody's a lover of themselves when they're sitting there calling themselves a God. But when you talk about the God, they don't want to hear about it. When you talk about the one and only God, the true God, the creator, you go talking to him about him to them, they don't want to hear that. They'll block you. They got smart mouths. They'll cuss you out. They're talking about how they're a God. No, you're not. You're not. You still eat from Walmart. You drink from somebody. What do you mean? How are you God? If you're God, then why don't you remove your people from this situation? They'll come with some corny philosophy like they gotta do it for themselves. I remove myself from poverty. I got my own business. I got my own online business. Okay, God, so you created your own online business. Just a clown. Shut up. You didn't create online. You didn't manifest online. You didn't even manifest that business. These devils gave you your options and you picked one. Period. That's not manifestation. Because you choose what you're going to eat today, whether subs or pizza. That's not manifestation. They'll say it while it is, because I wanted it. And now it wound up right on the table right in front of me. Okay, keep on thinking like that. That's wild anyway. It is nothing to you. All you, is it nothing to you, all of you who just passed by? Look and see that there is sorrow. Look and see if there's any sorrow that matches my sorrow, because all of that the Lord has done to me in the day of his fierce wrath. So did these devils really do it to us? No. The Most High did it. But the Most High says that they take credit for what he allowed them to do. The Most High set it all up. He has sent fire from heaven that burns within my bones. He has placed a pitfall in my path and turned me back. He has left me sick and desolate the whole day through. He wove my sins into ropes to hitch me to a yoke of slavery. He sapped my strength and gave me to my enemies. I am helpless in their hands. The Lord has trampled all of my mighty men. A great army has come at his command and crushed the noblest youth. The Lord has trampled his beloved city as grapes in a winepress. For all of these things I weep, tears flow down my cheeks. My comforter is far away. He who alone could help me is far away. My children have no future. We are a conquered land. The scriptures say that those who cry and lament are going to reap like a blessing, liberation to those who cry and lament are going to. I don't. You know what I'm talking about? I can't. I just had it yesterday, and I was going to do a video about it, but I can't think of the script, the passage. But those who cry and lament are the ones who are going to seek refuge, or the ones who are going to receive refuge from the Most High. Okay, So if you're here living it up, chilling, bragging about the things that you manifest, um, you shouldn't be doing that. It's better for you to brag about the things that you give away to others, but you shouldn't even be doing that. But it's better, but you shouldn't even be doing that. Much less bragging about the stuff you acquire. I'm telling you, these people got it coming to them. We're living in some sick, terrible days. These is some terrible days. I'm telling you, it's way worse now than it was 70 years ago. We had much more unity. Our people were much more humble. We had way more morals. Um, there's just things that we would do and wouldn't do. There's just things that we just wouldn't wear. We couldn't wear it. We would just wouldn't wear it. There's just stuff that our women just would not wear because it would shame. Because shame. Somebody say they shake their head at you, but now we put it on, and we put it on the internet. Or we may, I see women putting stuff on that I know they wouldn't wear outside, but they put it on the internet, and then they show everybody. So you might as well just wear it outside then. If you're gonna put a picture on the internet and show everybody your breasts and your butt hanging out, just come outside like that then. I mean, you might as well. And they're getting there. They're getting there. I haven't been in a bar in about what 4 years, but the pictures that I see on the internet, it's nakedness in a bar like I never saw before. People are going into women are going into bars wearing like nets and all kind of nakedness, like the kind of nakedness that I have. I'm telling you, when I used to, it's in there now. It's in them bars now. You're gonna see some nakedness now. I ain't never seen that before. I remember when we went to the beach last year. I seen the type of nakedness that I would never expect to see at no darn bar. Remember when we first got there? That white woman was standing there with her whole butt out. Just as soon as it was a black woman with her whole big old butt out. Walking with some little skinny black dude. As soon as we arrived, it was like, sheesh, whole butt's out. As soon as we got here, and it's supposed to be normal, I'm like, that was wild to me. I don't never want to be put in that position again. I don't want to do that no more. Never again. Never again. That's like might as well go to a nude beach. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know. How would a woman like to be in a position to take her children to the beach? As soon as she gets there, dudes is just out, hanging out. Men just hanging out. It would make you want to kind of turn around and leave. Like, whoa, hold on. But this is normal. Well, I feel the same way. I shouldn't get here and then whole butts is just hanging out. Jerusalem Jerusalem pleads for help, but no one comforts her. For the Lord has spoken. Let her neighbors be her enemies. Let her be thrown out like filthy rags. And here's your answer. That's the reason why nobody came to our rescue. We're bullied. We know what it like. We know what it's like to get beat up. So when we see the Mexicans getting beat up, kind of beat up by Donald Trump, we come running to their rescue. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump says, "Oh, you can't come in here illegally no more," and we're like, "F Donald Trump!" Signs. We show up to his little rallies and start protesting for Mexicans and getting beat up while doing it. But for 400 years, I don't think I saw them going that hard for us. I never seen Mexicans getting beat up for our sake. Showing up at a place, outnumbered, holding signs, talking about "F you" to a billionaire. Yeah, Donald Trump is a billionaire. You showing up saying "F you" to a billionaire for the sake of Mexicans. Who went that hard for us? Hey, I'm just saying. That's because we've been bullied. You know, we'll treat we'll I don't know, man. We are a retarded backwards people. We'll be there sticking up for some Mexicans, hurling insults at a billionaire and getting rolled out by rednecks, and then go home and disrespect our own mom while sticking our neck out for a stranger. That's the kind of people we are. Straight up. We are retarded. I'm telling you. For the Lord has spoken. Let your neighbors be your enemies, and let you be thrown away like filthy rags. And the Lord is right, for we did rebel. And yet, O people everywhere, behold and see my anguish and despair. For my sons and daughters are taken away, as slaves into distant lands. I begged my allies for their help. False hope, they could not help at all, nor could my priests and elders. They were starving in the streets while searching through the garbage and dumps for bread. See, O Lord, my anguish. My heart is broken and my soul is in it's despair. It despairs. It's in pain. For I have terribly rebelled. Rebelled. I went against the laws. I went against your word. In the streets, the sword, it waits for me. At home, disease and death waits for me. Hear my Don't we talk about this? Listen, you can go on this website right here. It's called National Memorial for Gun Violence. You can see one young brother who he got shot down at a park. Then the next brother, somebody came into his apartment and killed him and his girlfriend. Then the next people, they got killed at, I don't know, at a cookout. And then the next folks, they were at their house in the middle of the night. Somebody came in and killed every single body, even the baby too. We don't have no peace, man. If we're not dying, we're getting disrespected. If we're not getting killed, we're at least getting disrespected. You know? If you're not getting killed, you're at least getting disrespected. That's the truth. Your landlord don't like you. That's why he gets smart with you in a nice way. He thinks you're dumb. He thinks you can't comprehend. This little cynical tone in his voice and that fake smile. He don't like you. He's getting smart with you. You know what I'm saying? And anybody who really does most likely greet you, they're using you. The pastor, he has the biggest smile. And he has the softest tone. And he acts like he has your best interest at heart. He can't have your best interest at heart because your best interest is for that church to not even exist in your neighborhood. And for him to never ever been born. That's your best interest. For his ass to disappear and that church to exist no longer. So you know that bastard don't got your best interest at heart. So he's a liar. He's a fraud. And he's a trap and a snare just waiting for you. That's what we need to realize. The police, they're just traps and snares just waiting for you. You don't know. That same cop that's riding by your house right now could be the same very cop to kill you one day. You don't know. We don't even know. You don't even know. He could be the one to kill you. For real. That man or that woman that you're talking to that's so nice and they just give you they make you feel so lovely inside, that could be the same person to drive you to commit suicide, bro, later. They'll snatch you by your heart and drag you by it. Take you through hell with it. This is our people. This is the truth of our people. Where are we safe at? The birthday party? Hell nah. These people getting slaughtered at birthday party. Our people, but listen, the Most High said, come out of her, my people. Stop going to prom. You don't even know what it represents. You don't know what prom means. I think it means promiscuity. Because the Most High gave me that word, promiscuity. What does that mean? Promiscuous, nasty, whorish. Because we are a whorish people. We just indulge in all types of endeavors, and we don't even care. They just give it to us. We run with it. They give us a culture of degeneracy. I told you the other day. I said school is the biggest cult because they teach you your culture. They give you your culture. They tell you how to think. They tell you how to problem solve. Don't they? They give you examples about life. That's the biggest cult. You got your worst enemy telling you how to think and how to eat and how to drink and how to classify things. They tell you what is hate and what is love. Who the hell are you to tell me what is hate and what is love while playing hangman with me? You bastard. Who are you to tell me what is hate and what is love while you're playing hangman with me? Who do they think they are? Listen, they ain't nobody. It's just our ignorance puts them in the positions that they have always been in. And that's why the Most High said that the truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free. You heard it. He says right here, he says, and the Most High is right because we have been disobedient. The Most High is right for what he's doing to us. Okay, for this despair and anguish that he placed on us. We deserve it. We do deserve it. He says, hold on. See, O Lord, my anguish. My heart is broken. My soul is in despair. I already read that. All my enemies have heard my troubles and they are glad to see what you have done. And yet, O Lord, the time will surely come, for you have promised it, when you will do to them as you have done to us. Look also on their sins, O Lord, and punish them the same way that you have punished me. For my sighs are many, and my heart is faint. Oh, they got it coming. Oh, they got it coming. Yeah, they got it coming. They paid us millions to put dresses on and parade us out in front of the entire world. You hear me? They'll pay one man while we as a people are starving, literally starving, can't get jobs, not hiring us, and firing the mess out of us. We have the highest unemployment rate in the world, in America, for sure. Okay? We have the highest when you talk about poor, people who are in despair, you go over to Africa. They're destroyed for a lack of knowledge. They think they're poor because they can't afford bottles of water when it rains every day. They really think that they're drinking something dirty when they're drinking water from the mud. So they have disdain. They don't want to do it, but they don't realize the vitamins and minerals that's really in that. They'd rather be drinking a cold glass of Kool-Aid. They don't realize how healthy they are with their pink gums and their very white teeth. They don't realize they're looking at they want to be like the yellow. They want to be like the Americans over here with the yellow eyes and the yellow teeth and the black gums. They want to switch positions. They want to switch positions with you, with your black gums and your yellow teeth and your yellow eyes. They want to switch positions. Their organs are so pink and so strong. They're still laughing and dancing at 90 and 100 years old. Bro, we got gray hairs in our 30s, and they really think that they want to switch with us. We are considered a senior citizen already at like 60 years old. For them, they're just getting started. They're chilling, literally chilling. But they're confused. And so they cry and they beg to be just as poisoned as us. They'd rather have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich than what they're eating out there in nature, the herbs. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Sebi comes from Africa, where the herbs are at. He says, I didn't go to school. And he makes a mockery, though. You ever heard him brag about how I didn't go to school, and you went to school? Why do I know all this and you don't? But then in another video, he tells you to don't trust school. That hell no, you shouldn't be going to school. So he's kind of making a mockery, but yeah, it's better to not go to school. He should have just came right out and said it. Anyway, a cloud of anger from the Lord has overcast Jerusalem. The fairest city of Israel lies in the dust of the earth. Cast from the heights of heaven at his command, in his day of awesome fury, he has shown no mercy, even to his temple. The Lord without mercy has destroyed every home in Israel. In his wrath, he has broken every fortress, every wall. He has brought the kingdom to dust and all of its rulers. All the strength of Israel vanishes beneath the Most High's wrath. He has withdrawn his protection as the enemy attacks. He has withdrawn his protection as our enemies attack. The Most High God he burns across the land of Israel like raging fire. He bends his bow against the people as though they were his enemy. His strength is used against them to kill their finest youth, to kill our babies. His fury is poured out like fire upon them. Yes, the Lord has vanquished Israel like an enemy. He has destroyed her forts and palaces. Sorrows and tears are his portion for Jerusalem. He has violently broken his temple, his own temple, although it was a booth of leaves and branches in a garden. No longer can the people celebrate their holy feasts and Sabbaths. Kings and priests together fall before his wrath. The Sabbaths are back and in full effect. Those people running around here with crowns on, calling themselves so highly, exalting themselves so high, they don't keep Sabbath. They don't, trust me, they ain't keeping Sabbath. Man, they have a rude awakening waiting them. One that even the Most High is going to make them know that they deserve it. I'm telling you, when you're putting yourself up there like God and leading your children down that same path, running around here like royalty, running around like royalty with crowns and stuff on, and not keeping the feast days, not keeping Sabbath, not giving no glory or honor to the Most High at all while exalting yourselves high. Yo, they're done. They're done. They are done. You can mark my words. You can bank on it. They are done. These people are done. These little unruly children is what they are. They're little unruly children. They need to shut up. They need to chill. They need to reset. They need to just be quiet. Don't do that. Don't go that route. Don't go that route. Take it off, man. You'd be better off naked. The Most High would like you better if you just go naked than to put that stuff on and call your and exalt yourself up like that, while not giving him no glory whatsoever. You see what I'm saying? When they talk about the things that they manifest, listen, man, I'm telling you, they're putting money up on the pedestal. They're putting themselves up on the pedestal. They're putting this beast system up on the pedestal. And at a point in time like right now, when we should be backing away from things, they're running straight towards it. I'm telling you now, that's a trick. It is a trick. It's a trick. It's a trick. The most evil people are getting what they want. Why do you think trainees? If you look at their car, they got Benzes. Trainees and gay dudes, they got Benzes and Coach purses and Louis Vuitton belts, and they're your manager. They own boutiques and nail salons, and these is abominable. This is an abominable. This is a man, bro, who owns his own boutique. Bank account is on swole. He's gonna get cut. This nigga is gonna get cut down. He thinks he's blessed. He thinks he's blessed. He thinks he got it going on. This woman, she's a thought. She thinks she's blessed, calling herself. She's a thought. And they're going to get cut down. Every last one of them. They're going to get cut down. Watch. The Most High works in the most mysterious ways. He'll test you. When the Most High says that I'm going to test you, bro, I'm going to give you a little bit of wisdom and see what you do with it. When just 5 years ago, we wasn't nothing but niggas and bitches. And now the Most High gives us a drip of information, and we take it and put ourselves up next to him. I'm telling you, he gives us one little drip of information, and out of nowhere, you don't have to go to the side of the TV to hear people talking about who is God and who is dead. They hear some people debate on wisdom and stuff like that. Now, all you got to do is go to the cookout. Everybody knows it all. Go to your mom's house. She knows it all. Go on Facebook. Every single body is a philosopher and knows it all. All of a sudden, one drip of information, they put themselves up next to God. You failed the test, dummy. You failed the test, dummy. There's much more wisdom. There's much more wisdom to come. I got more than you. I could check the mess out of you, but you won't let me. I could check you, and I'm not bragging. I could check you for months and days. I could check you for a year straight, but you won't even give me 1 second. Soon as I say one thing, it's get out of here, get, nigga. I'm telling you. Anyway, it is terrible. These are unruly children. I don't care if they're 30 and 40. They're still unruly children. Sanetta, he's in his 60s. He's an unruly child. He called you crazy when you tell him that you drink well water. Doesn't something need to be done to it, brother? He said, you mean to tell me you just drink it like that? I'm like, wow. And this is the guy who's in charge of, I'm telling you. Let's keep on going, though. I forget where I'm at. He has violently broken his temple. Okay, we are at 7. We're at Lamentations chapter 2 and verse 7. The Lord has rejected his own altar. He despises the false worship of his people. He has given their palaces to their enemies, who carouse in the temple as Israel used to do in the days of holy feasts. If someone told you that in the days that we're living in is worse than the days of Jeremiah, you would probably be like, how? My opinion would be like, well, listen, in the future, people wouldn't believe it. That we are living in the days with the most, look at all of the immorality that's going on. Look at how you're wrong for even speaking out about it. Um, look at how this type of wickedness is it's just a culture. It's being taught in school. Um, while at the same time, our people are eating, they're bathing in the worst water in history right now. They're drinking poison, and they trust it because they think that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. It wasn't talking to you, stupid. That was not talking to you, dummy. No weapon. What do you mean? The Most High has turned the weapon. The Most High has turned the world into a weapon against you, and you are suffering from it, been suffering from it. What do you mean no weapon formed against you shall prosper? That's not to everybody. The Most High does have chosen elect. And I'm telling you, the Most High's chosen elect are going to be the humble people. The humble. People say, I'm highly favored. And they get on the internet and start bragging about how highly favored they are. And they get to showing off their Porsche. They get to showing off their business. You know what I mean? They get to showing off because of how highly favored by God they are. No, you're not. Okay? Anyway, though, it's going to be unbelievable how we could be in such a terrible position that we are in, and people are still running around here literally putting crowns on their damn head and calling themselves God. It's going to be like, what were they doing in that day? What were they doing? It's going to be like, yeah, there was Hebrew Israelites in that day, people who knew the truth, and they were trying, and they were, you know what I mean? They were trying, and they were bringing back Sabbath. They were doing it in their homes, their homes at that point in time were just cheap, just, you know what I mean? It was just, they had slumlords and it raggedy. The homes weren't all that. They had rats and roaches. There were people known for rats and roaches. That was a part of my plague. They lived in broken down communities, but a lot of the Hebrew Israelites, while even still living in those communities, have not been liberated out of that yet. They were still keeping Sabbath. They were still pouring. They were trying. They were reading and they were trying to do what they read, their history of what, you know what I mean, what they read in the scriptures. They were trying, and I give him credit for that. You know what I mean? They kept the feast of unleavened bread. They did it. You know what I'm saying? Even with what little that they did have to eat, they tried. Okay? While others were feasting on poison, genetically engineered crap, thinking that they were feasting, genetically modified crap, thinking that they were feasting, bioengineering, thinking that they were feasting, with a crown on their wicked, retarded head, exalting themselves high as gods with no wisdom whatsoever. You hear me? They were dumb, but they had a whole lot to say, and they ran their mouth every day, and they really thought that they was doing the people a good. They thought that they were doing somebody something by coming and spreading this prosperity teaching like they always do on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, they're going to be surprised. Like, Father, why have you forsaken? They're going to be like, no, they're not even going to say. I don't know what the hell they're going to say, because if you're God, how could you ever say, Father? Why have you forsaken me? Listen, they're so confused that they're the kind of people where if the devil withholds back his poisons from them, they're so far gone at this point that if the devil withholds his poison, then they'll say, Father, why have you forsaken me? They have no. They have no. Listen, we're living in days. You better practice. We're living in the days of practice. Practice going without food. That's what you would call preparation. Okay, prepare yourself to go without food. Go on these long fasts, the ones that make you feel like you're about to die. Do it. Go on them. Do it. It's good for you. Okay, while they're running around on the beach, talking about they're living their best life and how highly favored they are. Let them do that while you go the complete opposite route. Okay, spend some time in a dark room. Don't do nothing. Don't put the radio on. Don't even read the Bible. Just go in a dark room and just sit there. Okay, just sit there, alone with yourself. Do that. All right. And see see how you go to the next level. You can feel yourself go to the next level. You can go to the next level, man. There's levels to this. Um, these are unruly children, like I told you. They don't know nothing. They need to be quiet. They need to stop talking. They need to stop teaching. Um, the Lord, the Lord, determined to destroy Jerusalem, he laid out a unalterable line of destruction. You can't alter it. You can't change it. It's a unalterable. You cannot change it. Line of destruction. Therefore, the ramparts and walls fell down before him. Jerusalem's gates are useless, and their locks and bars are broken, and he has crushed them. He crushed their kings, and princes are enslaved and in far off lands without a temple, without a divine law to govern them, or um, or a prophetic vision that will guide them. The elders of Jerusalem sit upon the ground silently, clothed in sackcloth. They throw dust upon their heads in sorrow and despair. The virgins of Jerusalem hang their heads in shame. I have cried until the tears no longer come out. My heart is broken, my spirit poured out, and I see what has happened to my people. Little children and even tiny babies and infants, they are laying dead in the streets. Mama, mama, we want food, they cry, and they collapse in their mother's shrunken breasts that are producing no milk. Their lives ebb away like those wounded in battle. In all of the world has there ever, where in all of the world has there ever been so much sorrow? O Jerusalem, what can I compare to your anguish? How can I comfort you? For your wound is deep as the sea. Who can heal you? Your prophets have said so many foolish things, false to the core, just lies. They have not tried to hold you back from slavery by pointing out your sins. They have not tried to hold you back from slavery by pointing out your sins. They give you a prosperity teaching and take your money. You need the money more than anybody. You don't got the money. They make you break your back for that little bit of money that you got, and these devils have the nerve to come out and give you a prosperity teaching while taking your money and getting rich off you. Man, shame on these people, man. Shame on these people. How can we be so, how can we know that this is what we come from, that this is what we live in the middle of, and just be so damn, just so foolish like that, and just come parade ourselves like, I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. You're no better than the thief who comes and acts like he's our friend. You're no better. To run around here and brag about how you're manifesting around a bunch of poor people. We have been stripped of everything. Literally, we are stripped of even our God. We have no temple. The churches are all synagogues of Satan. Nobody has your best interests at heart. How can you get a little bit of money and a little bit of knowledge and then run around here parading like some kind of God or a divine empress in front of us like that? Why would you even do that? When you seen the real people who really had knowledge, wisdom, who was able to go up before devils and win every argument, they were the most humblest people that you ever want to meet. And that is the truth. Okay, and they died. Listen, let me continue. The prophets have said so many foolish things, false to the core. They have not tried to hold you back from your slavery by pointing out your sins, meaning that we are in slavery and bondage because of our sins and iniquities. We have to turn back to the law, statutes, and commandments. They tell you that the law is done away with in the church. Huh? That's foolish. That's ignorant. Why would you do that to us? They tell you so many foolish things, and they have not tried to hold you back from your slavery by pointing out your sins. They lied and they said that all was well. All who pass by, they scoff and they shake their heads and they say, is this the city that is called the most beautiful in all of the world and joy all over the earth? All of your enemies, they deride you. They hiss and they grind their teeth and they say, we have destroyed her at last. Long have we awaited for this hour to finally be here. With our own eyes, we have seen these people fall. But it is the Lord who did it, just as he warned. He has fulfilled his promise of doom that he made so long ago. Moses warned us. He said, if you don't keep the law, statutes, commandments forever in your generations, then you're going to go into captivity, and here's the curses that are going to befall you. Jeremiah was talking the same way to our people, and they argued with him. They laughed at him. They scoffed at him. They thought they had it going on. They had satanic. They were worshiping Baal. They were worshiping the Queen of Heaven, baking breads and cakes and stuff to her on Easter. That's Ashtar, Queen Ashtar. That's the wife of Satan. But Easter, they parade in the churches, and everybody keeps Easter. You don't even know what you're doing. You don't even know. The Most High has fulfilled his promises of doom that he made so long ago. He has destroyed Jerusalem without mercy and caused her enemies to rejoice over her and boast of their power. He caused her enemies to rejoice and be happy about the state that we're in and brag about their power. Let me say something real quick, yo. When you see destruction really starting to ramp up in the world, you should rejoice. I'm telling you right now, you should rejoice. When you see destruction starting to ramp up in Israel, in the hoods and in the ghettos, our people are getting blasted, blown away, murder, suicides at an all-time high. When you see these things happening, I'm going to tell you why you should rejoice. It's because with so much pain on us, and we're going through so much, our people still somehow have the nerve to be able to say that they're blessed and they're gods and empresses and they got it going on and they are manifesting. And we literally have it so bad. That means that they can't comprehend the agony and the torment that they are literally a victim of. So the Most High said, oh yeah, I'm going to turn it up a notch. He's telling us, brace yourself. He's telling me, yo, listen, brace yourself and be ready because I'm turning up. Because these people, they're not, although you see the wrath and you can feel it and you can intellectualize it and all of these things, they can't. And when you try, they cuss you out the same way how like they did Jeremiah. So I'm going to turn it up even more. I'm going to, and I'm telling you, brace yourself, y'all, because the Most High is going to turn it up. I'm telling you, he's going to turn it up because he has to turn it up. Because the more and more wicked it gets, the more and more these people think, freedom. We're good to go. Everything is fine. You see what I mean? I'm telling you, the Most High is going to turn it up, y'all. Prepare yourself. I'm just telling you like that for now. I'm telling you to prepare yourself because you know good and well that if you was God, you would have to turn it up. You know that you would. If you was God, you know you would turn it up because you would have to turn it up. He's turning it up. And it's crazy because it seems like the hotter that it gets, the more wicked these people get. The more gods and empresses are being created. The more people call themselves king, the more hotter it gets. It's beyond me. The devil comes and lies about some worldwide plague that's happening, and everybody turns into God. The devil comes and people get hit with this in their arm. People are blood clotting and dying from it, and more people call themselves God. And then people are living from it, but highly magnetic, having nightmares. And then more people put on a crown and say, I'm God. It's like, whoa, hold on. It's like, whoa, hold on. The food is fake, at an all-time fake. People are finding maggots in meat and little tiny worms in the meat at Walmart, little worms. Don't look at it under no microscope. Listen. He has destroyed Jerusalem without mercy and caused her enemies to rejoice over her and brag about their power. Then people wept before the Lord, O walls of Jerusalem. Let tears fall down upon you like a river. Give yourself no rest from crying day and night. Lament. I told you, the Most High be telling me, yo, cry, lament, lament, lament. And sometimes I just break out in these cries. I'm not saying that I'm anybody. I'm just telling you what happens. Sometimes I break out in these cries and the tears just flow. It's deep rooted. It comes from the pain. I can feel it in my stomach, my solar plexus area. Raise in the night and cry to your God. Raise in the night. Raise in the night and cry to your God. I wasn't even aware that it said this. Raise up in the night and cry out to your God. This means wake up. And if you find yourself naturally waking up at 3 in the morning, then you know what you're supposed to do, don't you? You're supposed to get down on your hands and knees. And you're supposed to pray to the Most High forgiveness, beg Him for mercy. You're supposed to thank Him for your love and kindness. Thank Him and pray that you make it out of here. We're all victims of this mess. Our children are victims in being converted. Our children are being converted to the satanic side, just like the scripture said would happen. It says that your own children are going to offer you up for persecution. It's saying that there's going to be a separation within the household. It's going to be son against father, and it's going to be beef. It's going to be enmity in our homes. So you better pray. You better wake up in the middle of the night and pray. Okay? Raise in the middle of the night and cry out to your God. Pour out your hearts like water to the Lord. Lift up your hands to Him. Plead for your own children as they faint with hunger in the streets. O Lord, think, these are your own people to who you are doing this to. Shall mothers really eat their little children? Those that they bounced on their knees? Shall priests and prophets die within the temple of the Lord? See them lying in the streets. Oh, old and young, boys and girls, killed by their enemies' swords. They have killed them. Yes, Father, you have killed them, Lord, in your anger. You see how it says that our enemies killed us? But then right after that, He says that, Father, but you did it in your anger. We have to remember that. You have killed them without mercy. You have deliberately called for this destruction. That's why they kill us and get away with it. There's no mercy. You think the judge is going to care about you? That judge don't care about you or your cries. They kill us and get right away with it. The Most High has ordained this type of death on us. There's people, this is still going on. It has not stopped. How could you be so happy when we have an annual gay parade? Well, it's not even on one day. They have a whole month. Like, what the hell? How can you take June and just make it Pride Month out of nowhere? Who the hell signed off on that shit? Huh? Pride Month for a whole month? I mean, I said it before. I mean, damn. Listen, they're naked. They're naked out in the middle of the street, man. These dudes is running around with nothing on, just swinging it. A lot of them, naked. Thongs on, a man in the street with a thong on a city block in front of people's homes. They parade all month long, all over the earth. Not only on one block, it's the whole world doing it. Many different blocks, many different parades going on all month long, everywhere. They march past the police station, and them bastards are supposed to be, they're supposed to be the peacekeepers. These are supposed to be the peacekeepers, but you're letting naked homos parade in the streets. You're not out there arresting nobody talking about public indecency. But if I pull over to the side of the road and try to relieve myself because I'm going to pee myself, I go in the woods and pee. You pull up with your lights on and say, you can't do that, sir. That's public. That's indecent exposure. This is you can wind up. Listen, bro. You can wind up in jail for that, man. But I'm just gonna give you a ticket. But then the gay dude, he's dancing around right in the middle of the street in front of all of these people's homes, naked, shaking his butt. Not one of them, about 1,000 of them, shaking butts and testicles and everything else. Breasts hanging out. They're licking all over each other. Some of the women got nothing but whipped cream covering their nipples and stickers and bruh. They're licking whipped cream off of one another right in the middle of the street, and nobody has nothing to say. How can you be calling yourself a divine anything if you how? This is such a state of despair, bruh. We're living in the devil's dungeon. We're literally living in the devil's dungeon. Where if you live your life like that, you could be a manager at your job and you can even run for mayor if you're one of those types of people. You can come in and get a job at the, because we're looking for your kind. You can come get a job at the school making balloons and painting children's faces. Oh, I thought you had to be a clown to do that. No, we replaced the clown with a drag queen. Oh, really? Yeah, this could be a career for me. Mm-hmm. The cop ain't going to arrest me when he sees me walk in there, a man with a thong up my butt, with a mini skirt on. The cop, he's not going to arrest me. No, this is hell, man. I hate it here. Yo, I hate it here. So if you're going to accuse me of hate speech, you might as well go ahead and do it now, because I hate it here. And I hate the principalities here. And I hate, there's no morals here. There's no morals whatsoever here. I hate it here. I hate it here. I'm the last one that you're going to see picking up a crown and dancing around like everything's all good. Hell no. I walk around and I look down at the ground and I wonder, how the hell could this be? What is this? Like, for real, what is this, man? Seriously. Like, what the hell is going on? I can't even believe it. You have deliberately called for this destruction in the day that your anger, in the day of your anger, none escaped or remained. All the little children lie dead upon the streets before the enemy. Have you seen any little children lying dead upon the street yet? Some. Little Tamir Rice got killed. And I'm telling you, it's turning up. What are you going to do? How are you going to feel when you do look outside and you see scattered bodies all over the street because the little boy has been eating, the little children have been eating Similac since they were little. The little child has been genetically mutated. He's a mutant. He has the chromosomes of a man and a woman in him. And he hasn't really been eating real food yet to sustain him. He doesn't know if he's coming or going. This is the little child. We trusted our enemies with the livelihood of our babies. And then when they're spraying these types of poisons in the earth, when this little boy doesn't have the vitamins or minerals, when he doesn't have the defenses within his blood, within his body to fight against poison, the biological and chemical warfare, and he drops dead, how are you going to fucking, excuse my language, but how are you going to feel being somebody who sat around and seen it happening, but never said nothing? We all see where this is headed. They're engaging in biological and chemical and all types of warfare against us. They're making us the most degenerate thing. It's like not even a human being anymore. They're changing us genetically. They're modifying our bodies. They're injecting us with stuff to lower our defenses against the offenses. You know what I'm saying? They have us annually coming in every winter, getting hit with something, talking about that it's going to keep us, that it's going to boost. No, it's not. Anyway, listen, because I can't say too much in those regards, but I'm telling you right here, right now, that they are making our bodies very, very weak, and they're not going to be able to fight back from what's the death blow. And you are going to see little babies and children and all kinds of people, the elderly, all scattered out. I'm telling you right now, you are going to see it right in the middle of the street. And I've been saying this for years. You are going to see it where it's going to come a time where you're going to have to step over bodies, man. What the fuck are you going to do? What you going to do? You going to sit there and cry? What are you really going to do when this shit comes, when it really happens? When it's like, yo, when it's your own peoples, when it's your own ones, and it dying right here, and there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Just dying, just right here, just right in front of me, just dying. What you going to do? I'm telling you what's happening. Last year after Christmas, everybody got sick. For 2 weeks, everybody was sick. Everybody who celebrated Christmas damn near was sick for the next 2 weeks. My neighbors, everybody was sick. I had one neighbor over here ask me, why ain't you sick? Ask me why you ain't sick. She said, is it because you be running? I said, yeah. Because I didn't feel like leave me alone. Leave me alone. What you mean, why I ain't sick? What do you mean, why I ain't sick? It's just normal for everybody to be sick. Nigga, because you would have been asking me the same question as you would have been saying, why you ain't, if you would have known, you would have been asking me, why am I not celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas too? And since you celebrated and I didn't, that's what you would have asked me. But you celebrated and I didn't, and now you're sick and I'm not. You are being plagued, dummy. But you asked me, but if I would truly give you the answer, you wouldn't like it. You would call me crazy. But you're gonna have to remember that while you was poisoning yourself, I was drinking chlorophyll. And while you was trusting the devil's water, I was drinking rain. That's what you better remember. And while you had your high heel stilettos on and your Timberland boots, bragging about the concrete jungle, I was out there in the grass barefoot, looking crazy as hell to you. Uh-huh. While you were in the cool air, I was in the baking sun on purpose with no shirt on, feet on the ground. You rode by an hour ago and came back and I was still out there in the garden. Crazy as hell, huh? Yup, all kind of mosquitoes just biting him. Yo, I'm telling you. They are lowering our defenses and then hitting us with the death blow. They're leading us to the slaughter. The blind leading the blind, you all going to the ditch. 1 minute you're calling yourself God, the next minute you're dead, famished, and nobody even knew it. What is famine? What truly is famine? Is it really the lack of food? Well, what is food? It's herbs, it's vitamins, it's minerals. That's what food is. You can't just call something food because of the way that it tastes. So famine is not, it's not a lack of you putting something in your mouth. That means that you could be famine while eating all kinds of meals. You could be eating dinner, lunch, breakfast. You're famine. When's the last time you seen Trick Daddy? Trick Daddy? That big, fat, bloated, he looks bad. He's famine. That man is famished. See, he's famished. Big Pun died famished. You would say, how? He ate no, he's famished. His body was not receiving vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. He's piling garbage onto his body. You see what I'm saying? Are people going to die famished? Told you, you're eating seasoned cardboard. You have deliberately caused this destruction. In the day of your anger, none escaped or remained. And all my little children lie dead upon the streets before the enemy. It said that the little children are going to want breast milk and the mother's breasts are going to be shriveled up, unable to produce. That's famine. I'm eating, but my breast is just not, I'm eating, but I'm just not, yeah, lady. You need vitamins and minerals to draw from. Okay? They're blocking out the sun even. They don't want us getting none. So now you got to go hard to get it. Remember our people was complaining about the diet that Moses had us on? Remember they wanted the food of Egypt? Big dummies. They continued eating it. The Most High sent some quail. They ate it. They died. Unruly. They don't listen. I am the man who has seen the afflictions that come from the rod of the Most High God's wrath. He has brought me into the deepest darkness, shutting out all light. He has turned against me. Day and night, his hand is heavy on me. He has made me old, and he has broken my bones. He has built forts against me and surrounded me with anguish and stress. He buried me in dark places like those long dead. He buried me in dark places like someone who has died a long time ago. He has walled me in. I cannot escape. He has fastened me with heavy chains. And though I cry and shout, he will not hear my prayers. He has shut me into a place of high, smooth walls. He has filled my path with detours. He lurks like a bear, like a lion that's waiting to attack me. He dragged me into this underbush and he tore me with his claws and he left me bleeding and desolate. He bent his bow and he aimed it square at me. He sent his arrows deep within my heart. My own people laugh at me. All day long, they sing their ribald songs. He has filled me with bitterness and given me a cup of deepest sorrows to drink. Now, if you read this, doesn't this sound like a man who feels the pain while others don't? Doesn't this sound like a man who, we're all dealing with it, but for somehow my own people are laughing at me though? Like, we're all in this. We all have the curse on us. But it's like he can feel the pain. He can comprehend the pain. It feels like it's happening to him. Although it's happening to everybody, they're having fun and laughing at him. Do you see this? Do you understand? I hope you understand this. I hope you understand this. Okay? He has filled me with bitterness and given me a cup of deep sorrow to drink. He has made me and it doesn't make you wonder like what did he do? Sometimes I wonder like what is this? Why does it seem like this is my torment? And I know I'm not the only one, but sometimes I say to myself, I say, why does it seem like it's mine? And this is a nightmare that I'm gonna wake up from when I die. And it's like why how come I'm feeling it so bad? What is that? What's up with that? I wonder. I wonder. How can we all be going through this, but you have the opportunity to laugh at some dead body? That makes me wonder, man, for real. Um, he has filled me with bitterness and given me a cup of deep sorrow to drink. He has made me eat gravel and broken my teeth. He has rolled me into ashes and dirt. O Lord, all peace and all prosperity have since long gone, and you have taken them away. I have forgotten what enjoyment is. All hope is gone. My strength has turned to water, for the Lord has left me. Oh, remember the bitterness and suffering that you have dealt to me, for I can never forget these awful years. Always my soul have lived in utter shame. Yet there is one ray of hope, though. His compassion never ends. It is only the Lord's mercies that have kept us from being completely destroyed. Great is his faithfulness. His loving kindness begins afresh every day. My soul claims the Lord as my inheritance. Therefore, I will hope in him. The Lord is wonderfully good, and to those who wait for him, to those who seek for him. It is good both to hope and wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. It is good for a young man to be under discipline, for it causes him to sit apart in silence beneath the Lord's demands, to lie face downwards in the dust. Let at last there be hope for him who does. Humble, man, humble. Let him turn the other cheek to those who strike at him, and to those who strike him, and accept their awful insults. Just accept their awful insults, for the Lord will not abandon him forever. Although God gives him grief, yet he will show compassion too, according to the greatness of his love and kindness. Okay, the Most High has his chosen elect. All right. You have, we're one big old people, but he has his chosen elect. All right. Take the whooping. It's just like you have an unruly child. I whoop all you give them all whoopings. You won't correct all of them, but there's this one that gets it and says, okay, all right, I got it. Okay. And that one they say, oh, you're a snitch, or you know what I mean, you're a kiss up, but then the other ones are kind of unruly. You know what I mean? And then you will have situations where you will have just one who's just real bad and just won't never just get it, you know? It just be like that. It just be like that. Um so if you're expecting if you're expecting all of Israel to be like, okay, I get it, just don't even expect that, because people are like unruly children, man, you know, and that's the reason why the Most High told us to raise our children with discipline, and teach them to fear the Most High God and keep His commandments. You know what I'm saying? Then you could possibly have a household of all. You could have a whole family. You could have a whole household of all people who reverence the Lord, who know the law, statutes, commandments, who respect the Most High. You know what I mean? Who can actually feel the pain. You can do it. All you got to do is You can raise them in the truth. Because I'm telling you, most of these people running around here exalting themselves up high, they've not been raised in the truth. For he does, and they're not raising their children in the truth neither. He does not enjoy afflicting men and causing pain and sorrow. Okay, women either. He doesn't enjoy doing that. But you have trampled and crushed beneath your feet the lowly of the world, and you deprived men of their God-given rights and you refuse them justice. No wonder that the Lord has to deal with you this way. Okay, so we are guilty of everything that these devils are guilty of doing to us. We have been guilty of doing it to others. You hear me? We didn't have compassion. We didn't. We let children starve. We used to rule the world. The same way how Babylon is ruling the world, we used to rule the world just like that. I'm not saying we do what they're doing, everything, but you can clearly see that we were some real unruly bullies on this earth. Okay? And we are suffering the consequences of our actions. All right? And these devils are going to suffer the consequences of their actions. You know? It's just how it goes. The Most High is very fair in everything that he does. For who can act out against you without the Lord's permission? It is the Lord who helps someone harm. It is the Lord who helps one and harms the other. There it goes. And they want to blame, oh no, the devil underground. It is the Lord who helps somebody but harms the other one. It's the Most High. Okay? Why then should we, mere humans as we are, murmur and complain when we are punished for our own sins? Let us examine ourselves instead and repent and turn again to the Lord. Let us lift our heart. You see what I'm saying? And that's the biggest problem that I have with this targeted individual. I don't know what to call it, movement or whatever it is. That's what the biggest problem that I have with this target. They do a lot of complaining. They complain about the smallest little things, but they don't try to fix a lot of them. I ain't saying all of them, but a lot of them don't try to turn back to the Most High. A lot of them don't even believe in the Most High. A lot of them are atheists. How can you be such a sinner? How can you rejoice in drinking and smoking and all of this? You know what you and then complain about what's going on with you and what's so wrong. That's why as a targeted individual, I like to try to give solutions to the problem because I know that my targeting was worse. I brought it on myself. I put it to you just like that. Not all of it, because I came into this world as a target for them, but a lot of it was my doings. You know, partying, drinking, whoremongering, just a reprobated mind, the kind of music I would listen to. I deserve these things. I mean, what good is going to come to me? Why do I deserve any good to come to me? For what? Why did I deserve it? I didn't want it. I didn't want to live out away. I didn't want to live out and be out in nature and these kind of things. This is what I would call good. But if I would have received that which I receive, what I perceive as good now, if I would have received it back then, what was good, I would have destroyed it and abused it. I would have misused it. I would have tried to bring the devil out there with me. I would have, you know what I mean? It'd have been a lot of partying going on. I would have brought you see what I'm saying? So a lot of people they perceive things in one kind of way, but they can't look at the whole situation as maybe I should cut this out. Maybe I should stop doing this. I hear this brother talking about fasting. Maybe I should fast. You know, just, I don't know, man. I do know, but I don't really want to go into it all like that. But that's my biggest problem, man, with the target individuals. They don't look inwardly. They always like to look outwardly. Why should we mere humans murmur and complain about being punished for our own sins? Let us examine ourselves instead. Let us repent and turn again to the Lord. Let us lift our hearts and our hands to heaven, to the Most High, who is in heaven. For we have sinned. We have rebelled against our Lord, and he has not forgotten it. We're even guilty of generational curses. The whole reason why we're here in the first place is for something that we didn't do. We didn't have nothing to do with that. You know, we didn't have nothing to do with that. We weren't in Jerusalem. We don't know what it's like to be on top of the world, to have big palaces and big temples, and we don't know what that's like. But I have a good idea of what it's like because I can use my imagination. I read so much of this Bible. I know what it's like in Jerusalem. I know exactly what it's like. It's just kind of like here a little bit. Our people like going shopping. They like getting nice and jiggy. They like jewelry. Um, the women were starting to get. We dealt with promiscuity, all of it. Men sleeping around with other men's wives and all that kind of stuff, man. Dealing with they outside, mingling with other people outside of our race and all that kind of stuff, man. We did all of it, and then we even had people, fake people representing falsely for the Most High. You know what we just now read. You heard about the pastor who preaches peace when there is no peace. He doesn't tell the people that they're sinning. He tells them that it's all good. Don't we have that going on today? We always had this kind of mess. We had this mess inside of the temple, bruh. The king. Jeremiah was over there warning the king, like, hey, man, you need to stop. You need to change up what's going on. The law of the land. We need to get back to the law of the Most High, because the law of the land, you're about to get us in trouble by the Most High. We're going to get kicked out of Jerusalem. And they throw him in jail for that, for warning them, for having insight. You have engulfed us with your anger, Lord, and you killed us without mercy. You have veiled yourself as a cloud so that our prayers do not reach through it. You have made us a refuse and trash among the nations. All of our enemies have spoken out against us. We are filled with fear, for we are trapped and desolate and destroyed. My eyes flow day and night with never-ending streams of tears because of the destruction of my people. This type of destruction is I'm telling you now, it's coming. FEMA camps are going to be filled with people who are running from nothing. Do you hear me? FEMA camps are going to be filled with our people who are running from nothing. They're so damn confused. They're so confused. They lack wisdom. They are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. And I'm telling you, at that point in time, when they wind up in there, the Most High is going to say, save yourself, God. You are God, right? You called yourself God, right? You are so divine. Do something divine to liberate yourself out of this situation. You're a God. Liberate yourself out of this situation. Liberate your children from the agony that they're suffering from, God. You're a God. Liberate your children right here, right now, from the agony that they are being faced with. Do it, God. You can't, and you're not going to. And I'm telling you, it's coming. All of this stuff is building up to something very, it's bittersweet. I'm telling you right now, all of this is building up to a big old explosion that is going to be bittersweet. The Most High sweeping up. I'm telling you right now. If you read Jeremiah, there's people that was just like this in that day. And you know what they wound up getting? They wound up getting killed and carried off as slaves. Families were separated. Children were separated. A lot of them lie dead in the street. But the ones who did survive got carried off as slaves. They got carried off to Babylon and shipped all over the world as slaves. We got conquered as a people. After doing all that argument and all that slick talk, he said they talk real slick. They had smart mouths. All that slick, smart talk. They couldn't be corrected. Then when they went off into captivity and then were dying in the streets, when the tyrants came, then they had nothing to say. Well, I'll tell you like this: the tyrants don't have to come. Like in the days of Jeremiah, the tyrants don't have to come. We're already they're already here. They're already here. They're already setting the traps up right now as we sit here and speak. We keep going in anyway. They're doing it differently than they did it in that day. That day they came in hands on, swords in hand, violently, straight up, brought it straight to us. But as we all know, that technology ramps up as the years go by, doesn't it? So on one hand, where you used to have to try to kill a fly swatter try to kill a fly with a fly swatter, now you got the kind of technology where you can just set up a little light and he'll just go flying in there and buzz himself to death. He'll buzz himself to death. You see what I mean? And that's what these devils are doing. They don't have to come with the fly swatter the way they used to. They are just setting up the little trap, and we are walking ourselves in there, thinking that we're benefiting from it too. Benefiting. We're eating good in there, sucking on poison. See what I'm saying? That's what they're doing. I'm telling you, that's what they're doing. It's very tricky. The Most High told me that the last days, he said it shall be business as usual in the last days. That means that the deception is going to be so ramped up. He said that the last days are going to be business as usual. Business as usual. He told me particularly, he said rent's still going to be due in the last days. He said people are still going to be accepting jobs and getting married in the last days. He told me that rappers are going to be signing contracts in the last days. He said, but he did tell me that a lot of them are going to be dying that very day. That's a sign. He's given me a sign. He has given me a sign of that it's the last days. I've already seen, and we have all seen parents talking about, oh, my son, he had just signed with Sony 2 days ago. He had just signed a big record label deal, and now he died. You see, we're already seeing it. They're getting major deals, and then they're dying the next day or the same day, later that night. That's what the Most High told me. It's going to be business as usual in the last days. So it's here. A lot of people just can't see it. My enemies, who I have never harmed, they chase me as if I was like I was a bird, and they threw me in a well and they capped it with a rock. It's like he's saying that they threw me in a jar and they put the lid on it, or they threw me in a cage and they closed the door. The water flowed above my head. I thought, wow, I'm about to die. This is the end. But I called upon your name, O Lord, from deep within the well, and you heard me. You heard me weeping. Yes, you came to my despairing cry, and you told me, don't fear. So what's going to turn these devils back away from you? Turning back to the Most High, crying out to him with all your heart. Crying out to him, crying out to him. Father, God, crying out to him. Okay? Not crying out to these people to give you a loan. No, not going to the church and crying out to the pastor for some money and for some food. He's going to send you with some poison. He's going to smile at you too. He's going to give you some poison to go home with. And if before he gives you that money, he's going to say, are you a member of our church? And you're going to be like, no. He's going to say, well, here, look, join our church. We'll give you the money, but join our church. And I expect to see you here on Sunday. And you're going to be like, okay. And you're done. And listen, he's going to take advantage of you and your disposition. You will be there on Sunday too. You gave him way more than he just gave you when you show up to praise his God and sit there and quietly listen to him lie to you. But it's feeling good to you too, though. He's going to get that money back out of you too. He knows he's going to get that money back out of you. See, that's how they play us. Oh Lord, you are my lawyer. Plead my cause. Plead my case, for you have redeemed my life. You have seen the wrong that they did to me. Be my judge and prove me right. You've seen the plots of my enemies that they have laid against me. You have heard the vile names that they have called me. And all that they say about me in their whispered plans. See how they laugh and sing with glee, preparing to kill me. O Lord, repay them well for all of the evil that they have done. Harden their hearts and curse them, Lord. Go after them in fierce pursuit and wipe them off of the face of the earth. Defeat them beneath the heavens of the Lord. This is the prayer that the Most High is going to listen. You see, he said, once they do you like that and they throw you into a cage and lock it, once you cry out to me, I'll come and redeem you. Does it seem like does it seem like that this is the destruction of Israel? Does it seem like he's praying for those who despitefully use him and abuse him in a good way? No, he's saying, Father, come and wipe their stink butts off the planet. Completely wipe them off the earth. They call me all kinds of dirty names. There's all kind of death and destruction going on. They are so slick that our people don't even see what's really going on. They're just partying and dancing themselves right into a ditch. They're all lined up to dance right into the ditch. They even dance at the funeral. When one of them dies, They stop dancing for a moment, and then they come to the funeral, and then they'll be right back dancing and eating and feasting again, and dressed to impress, and judging each other on what kind of car they got, the Cadillac or you got the Benz, or you got that little still got that little old Buick. Oh, I got Gators. I got Gators on. Or where'd you get your shoes at? Walmart. No, he didn't show up with no polka dot. No, she did not show up with no polka dot dress on. You know? Listen, I'm telling you. And then they continue dancing and dancing and drinking and smoking after they just buried somebody whose heart whose body has failed them. Anyway, harden their hearts and curse them, Lord. Go after them in fierce anger and pursue them and wipe them off of the face of the earth beneath the heavens of the Lord. How the finest gold has lost its luster. I'm telling you how to pray. He's praying like this to the Most High, and the Most High is hearing his cause and coming back to redeem him. Okay? He's not saying, let us all be friends. Can't we all just get along? No, he's not. He's praying for the Most High to destroy those who despitefully use him and abuse him. That's what he's doing. He's praying for the Most High God to despitefully he's praying for the Most High God to destroy those and wipe them completely out who despitefully use him and abuse him. They are responsible for the death of our children. They are responsible for the homosexuality that's raging rampant in our communities. They're literally teaching us to be this way. They're putting it on us. They're putting gender bending properties, I don't know what to call it, in the food and in the water. We even say jokingly, like, yo, what they putting in the water nowadays? It ain't a joke, nigga. They are putting something in the water. Everything is overly sexualized. Everything's hypersexual. Everything is sexual deviant, and we masquerade like that very proudly. And they laugh at us. They put us on TV, dressed up with all of our wickedness, and we watch it. Oh, Housewives of Atlanta. It's just wickedness, pure ratchetness. A witch. These are witches. Unruly women and a bunch of unruly suckers for men. They ain't never built nothing a day in their life trying to look cute. These men got pedicures. They put them on TV, masquerade them before our entire nation, and let us watch that and say that this is the example of a man because look how much money he has. He has a Bentley. He's a man. The nigga got his toes done. The man he does. He got a pedicure. He got a manicure. The nigga, he let them put makeup on him for this show. He's clean. There isn't a speck of dirt on his body. That's what we all want. And when listen. You would never catch me praying to the Most High God to continue to prosper my enemies. What the hell I look like? How retarded do you think I am? The whole entire Bible is the complete word of God. No, the hell it's not. Because even in the Bible, it tells you that that's not the truth. Stop lying to us. Geno Jennings running his mouth saying that crap. You can find a Bible verse in there that says that it is, and I can find a Bible verse that says it is not. And how funny how the Bible verse that you find that says that it is, all scriptures were inspired by God. I believe that, but can you see in between? Can you read in between the lines? It means that anything that these devils do is the Most High is doing everything. So if the devil put lies inside of the Bible, then he did it. And why would he do it? Probably to confuse his own people. The Most High does things like that. We don't have this type of understanding. A lot of us don't have this type of understanding. We think that the devil is responsible for the evil and the Most High God is responsible for the good. When the Most High told you himself that I'm doing everything. He said the very people who are afflicting you, I sent them. He said, and I'm the ones that's going to stop them after you cry out to me. To what? To make them loving and kind? I didn't create them loving and kind. Pray to me to destroy them. That's what you do. You pray to me to destroy them. The Most High would rather you pray for him to destroy them, rather for you to be praying to join in with them and be friends with them and sit down and eat dinner with them and have class and all kinds of discussions and worship and praise with them. No, he don't want you doing that mess. He already warned. That's why you're in this mess in the first place, because he told you to stop linking in with these other nations and taking after their customs. That's what got you here in the first place. Come on now. How the finest gold has lost its luster for the inlaid temple walls are scattered in the streets. The cream of the youth, the finest of gold, are treated as earthenware pots. Even the jackals feed their young, but not my people, Israel. They are like cruel desert ostriches, heedless of their babies' cries. Yes, they are like cruel ostriches that are just heedless to their baby's cries. What does that mean? That means that when your baby cries, you've been giving your baby Similac. Your baby's crying. You're calling it a crybaby. No, you don't understand that. You don't understand that babies don't drink this. Your baby does not want this. It can't open its mouth and say, "Sir, ma'am, I'm a baby. I drink breast milk, not Similac or formula. I don't drink things that's similar to milk but lacks vitamins and nutrients, ma'am. I need that breast." That's why your baby's crying, and then it's pus. The throw up is coming out of the baby's nose, and you gotta suck the suction out, and the baby's throwing up all of this mucus and pus. Bruh, you're tearing your baby up. But they're heedless of their baby's cries because why? Because lack of knowledge. My people were destroyed for a lack of knowledge. That baby's going to grow up looking like a person, but it's not going to be functioning like a person. Okay, that's like a Lamborghini. If you put regular unleaded gas inside of a Lamborghini for long enough, oh, it's going to look like a Lamborghini, but the insides are going to be corroded. The insides, it's not going to function like a Lamborghini. You feel me? And that's what's been going on with us. The children's tongues stick to the roofs of their mouths for thirst, for there is not a drop of water left. Babies cry for bread, but no one can give them any. Those who used to be fast, I don't know what that means, they are begging in the streets for anything at all. They are brought up in the places now. They are brought up in palaces now, scratch in garden pits for food. For the sin of my people is greater than the sin of Sodom, where utter disaster struck in a moment without the hand of a man. My people are more evil than the people of Sodom. And even in Sodom, sudden terror struck out of nowhere. Do you remember what happened in Sodom? Fire and brimstone just started falling out of the sky. People burned up and just died out of nowhere. Our people, it says, are worse than those people in Sodom. So then what do you think is going to happen to us? If we're worse than the people of the past in Sodom and Gomorrah, what's going to happen with us? We are worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. Trust me. Yes, we are worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. What's going to happen with us? Our princes were lean and tanned, the finest specimens of men, but now their faces are black as scoop. No one can recognize them. Their skin sticks to their bones. It is dry and hard, and it is withered. Those who are killed by the sword are far better off than those who die slowly of starvation. Tender-hearted women have went crooked and eaten their own children. Thus they survive the siege that the Most High has sent. But now, at last, the anger of the Lord is satisfied. His fear. How do you satisfy the anger of the Most High? Cry out to Him. Cry out to Him, or do something. Do you remember when Phineas? He did something. Phineas, who was the grandchild of Aaron, he killed a man, and that satisfied the anger of the Lord. Remember, and He stopped killing us when 2,400 of us have died, or was it 24,000? 24,000? 24,000 of us had died, and finally Phineas had stopped the Lord's wrath right then and there. Boom. That one man stopped it right there with his actions. The Most High's fierce anger has been satisfied after it has been poured out. He started a fire in Jerusalem, and it burned down the foundations. Not a king in all of earth, no one at all in the world would have believed that an enemy could have entered into Jerusalem's gates. We were so powerful, you couldn't do that. Yet the Most High God permitted it because of the sins of her prophets and priests who defiled the city by shedding innocent blood. Now those same men are blindly staggering through the streets covered with blood, defiling everything that they touch. Get away, the people shout at them. You are defiled. They flee to distant lands and they wander there among the foreigners, but none of them let them stay. The Lord himself has dwelt with them. He no longer helps them, for they persecuted their priests and elders who stayed true to God. They persecuted their priests and elders and those who stayed true to God. They suffered persecution. Do you remember in the New Testament where it says, prepare for persecution? For doing what's right? Prepare for persecution. The Most High is about to send, he's about to take us through the iron furnace, boy. Jacob's struggle. We look for, they're already saying that there's something really wrong with us when they see you without a mask on or without proof that you got that thing in your arm. We look for our allies to come and save us, but we look in vain. And I'm gonna stop right here at no. I'm gonna continue. I'm reading the whole thing. We look for our allies to come and save us, but we look in vain for no reason. The nation that we expect to come help us, it doesn't make a move at all. What nation do we expect to come help us? We expect some kind of Africans to come over and help us. I mean, sheesh. Africa is huge. You know how many billionaires you got over in Africa? Millionaires? We've been expecting Africans, somebody from Africa to come help us. They ain't helping us. We can't go into the streets without danger of our lives. Our end is near. Our days are numbered. We are doomed. Our enemies are swifter than eagles. If we flee to the mountains, they come and find us. If we hide in the wilderness, they are waiting right there for us. Ain't that right? Ain't that right? You try to go up into the mountains, they turned it into a goddamn tourist attraction. You even try to go and take a walk somewhere and there's somebody out there hunting, man. You hear bullets, gunshots going off, like they're everywhere and there's no way to get away from them. And this is true. Our king, the life of our life, the Lord's anointed, was captured in the snares. Yes, even our mighty king, who we had boasted that under his protection that we could hold our own against any nation on earth. Do you rejoice, O people of Edom, in the land of Uz? But you too will flee the awful anger of the Lord. Israel's exile and captivity for her sins will end at last, but Edom's will never ever let end. So Edom has it coming. What the Edomites have done to us, they have it coming. Okay? And there's no way of getting around that. I don't care how many times you twist this Bible around upside down and inside out, and how many pastors come out here and sit there and try to say that this is not the case. Yes, it is the case. Yes, it is. Go read Obadiah. It's only one page long. Go read Obadiah. It tells you the fate of the Edomites. We just now read the fate of the Edomites. Israel's captivity will end, but when it happens to Edom, it shall never. O Lord, remember all that has been, all have befallen us. See what sorrows that we bear. Our homes, our nation now are filled with foreigners. You go over to Israel once and look around. They are foreigners. Them people ain't from Israel. Are you crazy? We are orphans. Our fathers dead. Our mothers widowed. We must even pay for water to drink. Our fuel is sold to us at the highest prices. We bow our necks beneath the victor's feet. Unending work is now our lot. Work, 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 work. We even buy money. We even bow our head down to Egypt, to the Edomites. We beg for bread in slavery from Egypt and Assyria too. We beg. Our fathers sinned, but they died before the hand of judgment fell. We have borne the bow that they deserved it. Our former servants had become our masters. There is no one left to save us. Remember that. Just remember that. That these people used to serve us. All of them. We went into the wilderness to hunt for food, risking death from our enemies. We went into the wilderness trying to hunt for food, risking death from our enemies. Our skin was black from famine. They raped the women of Jerusalem and the girls of Judah's cities. Our princes are hanged by their thumbs. They hang the body by the thumbs. Even old aged men are treated with contempt. They take away the young men to grind their grain, and their little children stagger beneath heavy loads. You ever seen a little slave boy on all fours with a slave master, white dude, sitting on his back like a chair, serving as a human stool? Yeah, they used to do that to us. The old men sit no longer in the city gates. The young no longer dance and sing. The joy of our hearts has ended. Our dance has turned into death. Our glory is gone. The crown is fallen from our head. Woe upon us for our sins. You have not been liberated from slavery because you're still sinning. You are not a king, a queen, or divine. There's nothing divine about you at all because you're still sinning. We have not been liberated. We have not liberated ourselves from our sins. Okay? It has not happened yet. So these people masquerading like they got it going on and singing that they're living their best life, watch what happens. Watch what happens when this story right here becomes your own. When you can say everything that I'm saying her saying, when you can say it, when you look around and you can say it. I hate to be the kind of person to say, I told you so. I keep it to myself. But I'll definitely tell the ones around me, look at what we avoided. Look at what we avoided, y'all. Look at what we avoided. See? And they'll be like, y'all, yeah, man. See what I mean? The joy of our hearts has ended. Our dance has turned to death. The glory is gone. The crown has fallen from our head. And these little ignorant ones trying to pick the crown up and put it back on their head, they're going to lose their whole head. Watch. Woe upon us for our sins. Our hearts are faint and weary. Our eyes grow dim. Jerusalem and the temple of the Lord are desolate. I'm telling you, it's dangerous to play with the Most High, y'all. I'm sorry to keep going back to this, but I'm telling you, it's dangerous to play with the Most High. Because for that very crown that you put on your head, the Most High, he'll let that head get shot, blown right off. In the dark, in the middle of the night. I'm telling you. That same little crown that you're putting on your head, calling yourself empress before the world on the internet, identifying as such, as God yourself. The Most High will let that scalp get blown away. Don't play with the Most High, bruh. Don't even play like that. You feel me? Don't even play like that. Jerusalem and the temple of the Lord are desolate, deserted by all of the wild animals lurking in the ruins. O Lord, forever you remain the same. Your throne continue. Okay, hold on. Forever you remain the same. That means the same way that he was back then, he is now. So why would anybody want to get rid of the Old Testament and only bring about the new one? Huh? If the Most High forever stays the same, then you know that he does. If we are regarded to as worse than Sodom and Gomorrah, back when this was written, what makes you think that we're not even far worse now? You know how long ago this was written? And we were regarded in this time as worse than Sodom and Gomorrah? How much worse now are we? Way worse. Way worse. The Most High never changes. So the destruction that he brought to Sodom and Gomorrah, you know he's bringing it to this place. Suddenly. Listen, let's keep going. O Lord, forever you remain the same. Your throne continues from generation to generation. Why do you forget us forever? Why do you forsake us for so long? turn us around and bring us back to you again. That is our only hope. Give us back the joys that we used to have. Or have you utterly rejected us? Are you angry with us still? And that's how it ended. Okay? Know why the Most High is mad at us. Know what we did to deserve this, what we're dealing with, and know of the responsibility that is on us to change it and overturn it. The Most High said when we come back to Him with all of our heart and all of our soul, then we can be liberated. Okay? When you wake up in the middle of the night, give praises and glory to the Most High. Pray to the Most High. All right? In the middle of the night when you wake up, I don't care if you wake up to just go use the bathroom. Don't go use the bathroom and then just use it and then go back to sleep. Get down on your hands and knees. Pray to the Most High. And don't only be thanking Him for what you have either. And pray for the poor and needy. Pray for the mute and destitute. Pray for them children out there having to deal with these unruly parents. These children, man, that's in every day in the school, man, literally getting trained and taught to become a devil, a part of Lucifer race. Pray for them too. You know, yeah, thank the Most High for what you have, but pray that you don't become so connected with these things that you can't walk away from it neither. And I ain't talking about run away from it. Walk away. Everybody's prepared to run. And there's this deception because it don't work like that. Everybody's prepared to run. But it don't work that way. It don't work that way. Ain't gonna be no running. The Most High is gonna test you, and you're gonna be. A lot of us are being tested. The Most High is gonna test you. Are you able to walk away from this or not? You see what I'm saying? Your test is happening right there in your home. Are you going to get up or are you going to sit down? Are you going to be lazy, a sluggard? Or are you going to do what the Most High put on your heart a long time ago to do? You know? So I'm about to get out of here, y'all. All praise and glory to the Most High God of Israel. Business first says shalom, fam. Peace, fam. Shalom. Safe passage, Israel. Hold on. He says, Shalom, Brody. I'm tuning in from the plantation. Okay. Well, I hope you have the best day possible, family. Hope you have the best day possible. Don't let them get to you. You know what I mean? Just stay humble, bro. Just zone out. Just zone out, you know? But I hope you have a good day, man. And shalom to you, fam. I'm out of here, y'all. I'm out of here. Keep the Most High in high regards. All right? Peace.